Hello, come on in. Welcome back to Frequency Intuitive. If you got out of bed today, pat yourself on the back. If you're still in bed, pat yourself on the back. And the energy is swinging. It's wild. It's swinging. If you're feeling that, it's not just you. So, I'm giving us all a round of applause just for choosing to be on Earth at this time. Okay. So I am doing strongest energies, what's important for you to know right now, especially going into the next 3 months, the remainder of the year. You can apply this to whatever your belief system is. Absolutely everybody is welcome here, whether you believe in God, source, creation, the universe, spirit guides, angels. Let's get you feeling good, better, and best, however we can shift you into new thoughts, new paradigms, new awareness, new understanding, new levels of consciousness. Bring it all here. So pile one, we have these are all intuitively came out. They were jumpers out of the pile. And what was interesting is one of each suit came out. We have a swords, a pentacles, a wands, and a cups, if that means anything to you. Pile one, if you select this or are drawn to this image or anything on the card, it's the Two of Swords. I will just say don't read too much into the meaning of the card. They're placeholders. So it could be like the color that you were drawn to or something on the card. You could just resonate it with it. It doesn't mean if you know tarot that particular message is going to come up. It may not. Okay, so Two of Swords with the jade and quartz cloud crystal. Is numero uno. Pile two is the amethyst hamsa, palm stone, and this Four of Pentacles card with this purple, if you're resonating with colors. Make sure I'm in the frame. Pile three, we have the Five of Wands with this reddish orange color and this yellow, I don't know if this is citrine or what this Celtic knot is. I like this Five of Wands card. It's giving energy and celebration, even though that's not what the Five of Wands means. So that's why I'm like, go with the feeling of the card. This is a really cool deck I just got. I think it's called the Rainbow Tarot. Pile four, the King of Cups with the turquoise heart crystal. And this beautiful blue turquoise color coming through. So take your time, pause it if you need to, tune into the vibes. You can pick more than one pile. You can pick all of the piles. Take what resonates, and whatever is not for you, you will know because it will feel uncomfortable, like it doesn't fit. Don't make it fit. Just let it flow past you for somebody else who's in your little tribe here of whoever picks the same pile. You guys are like a tribe. Let it flow to the next person who it was meant for, just like you're all sharing out a big piece of pie. You take your slice, some slices you'll share. Okay, guys, thank you for being here. See you soon in your group. Hello, pile one. You chose this card, the Two of Swords, with the color green, the jade cloud crystal. Any of these things could be resonating for you. And let's go ahead and get the messages. I'm just going to tune in intuitively to which deck to use. And right away, I feel to get the Prism Oracle, which we have not used in a while. I hope you guys are doing well. You may not be, because the energy is, like I said, swinging mightily. Okay, consciousness. I'm not going to take reversals for these. And confidence. Consciousness and confidence. 2 C's. That can be very meaningful. Sorry, I didn't mean to go quiet there. I was just getting some messages. Okay, we're just going to keep going. I'll comment on this in a second. Like this also. Consciousness and confidence. You could have 2 C's in your name. I'm seeing like your initials could be CC or 2 C's, or your name could be CC. That's not for everybody. That's just for that person. You may want to listen up more closely if that's you. Also with the Two of Swords, and then we have the two C words already. Do you see this? We already have mirroring going on here. I don't know, is that mirroring? Is that like duplication? Answer the call coming out right away. What is your soul calling you to do? Okay, so I'm going to put that with the consciousness because I feel like something's coming to light here. You may have been feeling like inner nudges, kind of a niggling about something. Like, I'm not sure if I'm in the right job. I'm not sure if I'm in the right relationship. I'm not sure if I'm living in the right place. You could be starting to tune into that inner knowing and that inner intuition. Just going to switch to this deck here. Is this 2 cards? Yeah. Okay. You're not alone. Okay. Isolation, physical connection, community, and star. That's so wild. Star family. You're part of a team. Okay. Call in support. So 2 cards indicating support or community, and you may be feeling a lot of C words. Call in support, community. Oh, and then you have answer the call. There's a lot of like synchronistic vibes here. You're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. So that's like a 3 of Cups. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? You have the word call 3 times now. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Call in support. There's something very unusual about the way this message is coming in, so just be patient with me. I feel like it's hard to explain. And star family, so you could resonate with light workers. There's so much C's here, the letter C, but I can't figure out why it's relevant. And look at the colors. Look at all this like lavendery gray that's come up. And the blacks and the greens. Yeah, let me just tune into the energy because the feeling that I'm getting is very unusual for me. It's not bad. It's just unknown. It's possible this is like one of your first card readings, or there's some level of unfamiliarity with what we're about to talk about, because I feel like I'm having to reach really far, like into the energy to get you the message, and I feel like the message is very muted. Even like the colors here. For example, like I feel like I've sat down and I thought I was teaching an art class, and then someone hands me like a calculus textbook, and everyone's sitting there who's like ready for the art class, and then I'm like, so today we're gonna learn about calculus, something I don't know how to teach, and none of you probably thought you were interested. That's like, it's this kind of like, oh, what type of energy. So that, I just want to say that because it'll probably have to do with the reading as we proceed. So I'm just going to continue now with which deck. Yeah, let's get a little more specific here. I don't know, when did this deck get so thick? I don't remember it being this hard to hold. Okay, strongest messages for pile 1. What's important for them to know? Okay, disruption, and it's coming out very clearly in reverse, so I'm going to take it in reverse. I just read intuitively, so if I feel like that's right when it comes out, then that's the way that I'm taking it. Oh, and authority kind of coming out sideways. Okay, with the Emperor. Look at all the black here. You see this? Like, this deck is not black. It's all different colors, blues, reds, greens. And 2 came out black again with the Confidence. Actually, I want to put the... ooh. I just got goosebumps. Okay. Okay. Let me get this. Okay, so I'm putting the Emperor here with the authority, with the confidence, because that is that energy. Like, look how confident this guy is. And it's not gender specific, just whatever you resonate with. This figure is solid. He is unmessable. You can't mess with this person. They know. They know their truth. They know their purpose. They know their path. They know their boundaries. They are solid. They're confident in it. Now look at this side, consciousness and the disruption in reverse. I feel, and with the Two of Swords even, I feel like you're going into, there's a couple things happening here. So let me talk about this first level. You are beginning, and this is huge. It's going to maybe sound like nothing when I say it until you really realize the applicable repercussions, life applicableness of this. You're moving into a time in your consciousness where your consciousness is becoming elevated to a higher frequency, where you are becoming unmovable, unshakable, and undisturbable. Your energy, your emotional state. You are, what is this word? Undisturbed. You're undisturbed. You're undisturbed. Now, there could be a lot of things. So you may be currently disturbed. You may be like, I do not feel undisturbed. I feel like something's bothering me. My energy's disturbed. I'm all over the place. I'm emotionally like not stable. Like 1 minute I'm excited, 1 minute I'm upset. There could be something really bothering you, or you could just, that could not be you, but there could be, you could be not feeling like that, or you could be like, yeah, okay, this is what's going on, because I'm starting to feel this. There's a level of healthy detachment to external conditions. And I remember now I got this download like earlier, I don't remember when, no concept of time when I'm getting those, but it was sometime before now. And I got this download of this energy, of this, oh, I think I was brushing my teeth. Now I remember like mint flavor in my mouth. I was brushing my teeth and it's coming back to me now. And I remember feeling this awareness of somebody who is not conditional in their sense of stability and alignment, whatever you want to call that. Alignment, satisfaction, fulfillment, happiness, inner peace, whatever you want to call that feeling. I was getting this image of a collective who's going, I mean, and it really went far. It was like this, the whole world could be like this, you know, like, and the thing is, the more conditions start to go awry, like things we don't like to see, terrible things happening, things that bother us, people acting in a way that we can't control, life conditions, losing, you know, job loss, financial strain, health conditions, relationship problems, you know, these life issues, this contrast that comes up, the more that this, oh yes, okay, now it's all coming back to me. Okay, the more that those conditions get uncomfortable and painful and stressful and causing us anxiety, the more our soul, that's happening because our soul is calling us to find a way, finally, as a collective, but I feel like this pile's ready for this. Sorry, I was like suppressing a weird yawn or something there. Let me take a breath. I feel like this group here, you're really ready to hear this. And you could be like the trailblazers on this. You could be, because there's some star energy here, light worker energy with the Answer the Call, star family, and the You're Not Alone community. There's a group of you here who are, this is so powerful. Like I would say this is the most powerful, and I don't mean powerful like you're going to, you know, take over the world unless you like want to in a good way, but I mean powerful like it's the most change inducing, it's the most freedom giving, it's the most expansion to be able to approach life and whatever's going on in your life and whatever's going on in the peripheral in the world with a sense of unconditional alignment and stability, because you've found that stability with this Emperor here and these two pillars and this light over his his aura here is light, you've found that stability and that confidence inward with your own inner practice and your own focus of thoughts. I'm seeing like a timeline of 6 weeks. If you are able to, and yeah, there's so much coming in now. Okay, hold on. So if you're able to focus on this, and the thing is, there's probably, you can't really focus on it, but if you're able to allow it to build within you, and if you're able to allow life to give you opportunities to practice this inner alignment, this stability, I see it being important over the next 6 weeks. And with this Two of Swords, if we just look at this image here more closely, this is what I see. This is not necessarily what the Two of Swords means. I believe it is a peripheral meaning. It's not the most common meaning, but the meaning that I'm getting from this now I understand this card in this reading. You're not swayed either way. Because usually this means conflict or having to choose. And basically that is in each moment, having to choose, am I going to go high or am I going to go low? Am I going to let this pull me down, or am I going to get control of my thoughts and focus myself? I'm going to blindfold myself to the reality, to this condition, and I'm going to go inwards and I'm going to rely on what I know. I am an eternal being. I can be, do, or have anything that I want. I can create, I can influence the reality with my positive energy and with my thoughts. Now, apply this to whatever your belief system is, because if you don't believe in like law of attraction, law of assumption, if you believe in, the will of God, then that's what that's what you're gonna put in there. I believe in a higher faith. I believe in divine protection. I believe that even though something's manifesting in my life that I don't like, or that doesn't feel good, or that there's discomfort, I'm gonna approach it neutrally. I'm going to say there's got to be a silver lining in this. I'm going to tell myself and believe and trust and in faith and in hope. So whatever your belief system is that makes you feel empowered, that's how you know what to believe. What feels right to you? What brings you peace? What makes you feel empowered? And you blindfold yourself to the condition in front of you. For example, if you're struggling with a health condition, instead of looking right at it and going into despair. Now, caveat here, it's natural to feel all of these emotions. You don't need to bypass anything. Feel the feelings, allow them, and then choose what feels better to you, because the thought that feels better to you is what's in alignment with the higher perspective of your angels, your guides, source, your higher self, whatever you believe in. When it starts to feel better to say, I trust that everything's working out, and you feel that tension release, that's because that's the truth of the situation, because everything is working out. But when you look at the condition and you say, this is hopeless, I can't believe this is happening, there's no way around this, and you feel that tension and pain and anxiety and panic, that's because you're disconnected from the truth of what's really going on, because we're eternal. You have to zoom way out. Sometimes I picture myself like in space, timeless, floating, and I looking down on my life and I think, yeah, okay, that doesn't matter. I'm eternal. My soul's not going anywhere. I came here for a purpose, so I'm going through this condition right now. So what? I'm strong enough to deal with it. I'm going to learn the lessons. I'm going to figure it out. It's going to be okay. Even if this condition never leaves me, even if I'm in this discomfort, I know that I will find a way to find inner peace. I'm really seeing that with this image here. It's almost like she's not choosing either path. She's no longer, this figure is realizing the neutrality of the soul's intention. It's like that story is one of my favorite fables or parables of this farmer who all of these things happens to him, and everyone keeps commenting on it and assigning meaning. Like, for example, he finds a horse or something like this, and everyone says, oh, you're so lucky you got a free horse. This is not I'm selling it wrong, but if you Google it, it'll tell you like the original one. But the general meaning of the story is, he says, we'll see. Oh, you're so lucky you got a horse. And he says, we'll see. Then his son rides the horse or something, is trying to train the horse and falls and breaks his ankle. And everyone says, oh, what bad luck. Your son broke his ankle. or broke his leg. And the farmer says, we'll see. And then like the community goes to war or something, and then the son is spared because he broke his leg on the horse, so he can't go to war. You see what I'm saying? And so everyone says, oh my gosh, you're so lucky, your son escaped war. And then the farmer says, we'll see. It's that feeling of whatever happens, I'm trusting that there's a bigger meaning. And I'm just taking it as it comes and seeing it from my higher perspective, which is like I'm here on a journey. I came here to explore, to expand, to discover, and it's all part of it. That's the top level that I'm seeing here. You developing this stability in your own knowingness of who you are and whatever spiritual practice you want to develop, whatever spiritual routines. This could be mystical, this could be crystals and astrology and like green witchcraft, like using plants and herbs. And this could be, on a religious, this could be going deeper into your faith or whatever it is you believe in and reading texts and studying the Bible. Whatever your path is, you're discovering this inner ability to become invincible emotionally and mentally, where you can garner inner peace, where when someone tells you something disruptive, or you see something on the news disruptive, or someone cuts you off in traffic, or you get bad news, I'm putting air quotes because we just talked about how there really is no bad or good news. You accept it all. You surrender to life, and you trust that the more your frequency raises, the more you're in a state of allowing and trusting, the more you're in the energy of alignment with all that is lined up for you, and with the blessings or the manifestations, whatever you want to call it, that you've put in there and created from the living of life, your preferences. The more that you align with that, your world does start to balance out, and it does start to even out, because then more of that comes to you, more of that good feeling, more of that sense of calm, more peaceful things. But then if something does work its way in, you see the meaning in it, you understand the purpose in it, and you approach it with a curious nature from a place of stability. You no longer have these swings, these high ebbs and flows. And I feel like we need these people, more of you guys, and I'll include myself in this because I feel the same call. I probably would have picked this pile. I'll have to listen to it back. But whatever you want to call yourself, light workers, earth angels, frequency raisers, we need that stability. We need people pulling up the energy of the collective and anchoring it in there, because then more people can find that signal. Like, it's huge. Like I said at the beginning, this is no small thing, this important message that you have stumbled upon here. This could be the first time you're hearing this, or this could be confirmation, where you could be like, yeah, I have been feeling this and I couldn't quite pinpoint what it was, because that's a very nebulous, subtle mission or purpose. It's hard to define unless someone's explaining it to you. But I feel like this is probably not the first time you've heard this in some way. It could be the first time you've heard it in this particular way. So let's get to the bottom level cards here, because you also have this answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Which I think we just discussed at a macro level, but on a micro level, in what format, in what context? Are you a teacher? Are you a healer? Are you you work for the city? Do you work in your community? Are you volunteering somewhere? Are you creating something? Are you starting a business? Are you creating a product? What is it that you specifically feel called to do? Do you feel called to continue to work and be in the place that you are and raise the vibration there until you feel like you've served your purpose? Whatever it is, there's no right and wrong. There's something that this reading is saying you're being called to do, and have you answered that call in any aspect? It could just be one step towards it. And then you have these two cards about not being alone. Star family, you're part of a team of souls, call and support, and you're not alone, physical connection, community, with the isolation there. So it's possible you've been feeling alone, especially if you're in this energy. And it's indicating with two cards, and even the Two of Swords here, that and with the seas, there's other souls around you who are going through the same thing. And if you are feeling isolated and you don't want to be, because you may want a hermit, like that may be where you're comfortable. But if you're starting to feel that call for like, you want like-minded people, welcome here. For starters, you guys can share in the comments, and I'd love to have you here as part of this tribe. But in whatever way that means in your like community around you, call that in. Ask the universe or God or whatever you believe in. Say, I'd like some like-minded individuals. I'd like a best friend, or I'd love a divine counterpart, or I'd love my soul family to be made more apparent to me so that I can have this interaction with other like-minded individuals. That's here on the table. I'm going to get a few more cards. Strongest energies for pile 1, please. Anything else I need to know about this? I mean, it's massive and I think we covered it, but just, is there anything else that we'll just do a sweep here? Okay, not for you. Yeah, look at the colors again. The same colors. Look at this deck. I was like, oh, it's not going to be the same color. So there's something here. There's like opposing sides on a checkerboard, and this fortune cookie says nope, and that's a 6. You also have a 4, and the disruption card reversed is a 16, which is a 7. So with the 2 of Swords in the traditional meaning, it's a choice between something, and then you have the not for you. So if that resonates for you, that could be a message about this lifting up your vibration. This could be a job offer, a relationship offer, a friendship, something in your 3D world, or it could be internal. This could be part of your routines. This could be discovering what's not for you in multiple ways. Foods that no longer agree with you, friends that no longer agree with you, television programs that don't feel right anymore, books, like I said, routines, workout routines. I would be doing an inventory and feeling intuitively into every aspect of my life. Maybe take a week if that seems too much, but like do it in the background, like not an intense focus. And just as things come up, I would feel into it. Is this for me? Or is this part of my old life and identity? Oh, because the other image that I got that I didn't get into the last time I was commenting on this was, I was seeing, I was being shown this image of someone like essentially jumping into a void space, but holding a heavy boulder. And so they're just plummeting through space down because of the gravitational pull of holding this heavy boulder, this baggage. And then I see the person feeling and understanding, I've got to let this go. I've got to let this go. I've got to let this go, or I'm going down, 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 down. And I mean emotionally. I mean, it could also manifest in your physical, like it could really be causing you problems, say like addictions or negative, behaviors or things that you're just like, I keep doing this and now I've lost my job. I keep doing this and now I keep blowing up friendships. I keep doing this and now I feel sick. So whatever this thing is for you, if you have that thing, and then the image, the person dropped the boulder and they just right away floated back up, floating through space, peaceful, calm, undisturbed. And so I would take a look at what's not for you, what's causing it, because the difference and the disparity between, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, the harder we grasp to these things, the more painful it's going to become in our energy field, because we're all going, the consciousness is raising. The vibration is raising. Your vibration is raising. So then when you hold on to something it's like you keep climbing up higher and higher on a free dive ladder. I'm seeing like, those free dive platforms. You keep ascending to higher and higher heights where there's more clarity, there's clearer perspective, there's clearer inner knowing, there's understanding, there's insights, there's higher consciousness, there's peace, there's satisfaction, there's fulfillment. You're ascending to these higher dimensions. So then if you strap a boulder from that high height and try and dive into your 3D world, you're going to sink like, a rock, essentially. And it's going to feel so much more terrible than it did when you were at level 1 of that free dive ladder. Does that make more sense? But what also will happen is the discomfort will be so amplified that you will understand and see so clearly, I have to let go of this rock. I have to let go of this rock. it would be insane not to. You know, if you're on a 20-story free dive ladder trying to dive into a beautiful pool of water and enjoy that experience, or dive into the void, I don't know with this metaphor or analogy where we're diving, but diving off somewhere, and you're holding onto a boulder and it's going too fast and it's weighing you down and you can't swim and you can't fly and you don't feel free, you're naturally going to feel compelled to let go of that. So this is about detachment, healthy detachment from circumstances and conditions in order to find your inner peace. So that's the other image that I was seeing that's very powerful. Go the distance. Okay. I feel like you've made this attempt before. There could have been other key areas of your life, kind of like important cycle points, important phases where you subtly felt this call of finally find your own inner peace, find your own inner stability, so that you're not looking at external people, you're not letting people's reactions and interactions, you're not letting your boss at work disturb you, you're not letting your partner disturb you, you're not letting your kids disturb you, you're not letting the stranger on the street say something and disturb you. And it's possible that things came up in your life that made life so uncomfortable that you started to feel that call where you're like, I've got to, like you maybe went through a divorce or the death of a loved one that was very close to you, or like I said, an illness or a health scare, or it's possible it's happening, this cycle is happening now. But I feel like this isn't the first time you've felt this nudge. You might have just had a glimpse about it before. Maybe you started reading something or studying different teachers who you felt like had this knowledge, like Eckhart Tolle or Michael Singer or Wayne Dyer or even Tony Robbins or Abraham Hicks. Maybe you started looking, I'm seeing something else. Oh, Neil Donald Walsh just came in my head. And then maybe you started to feel better and you kind of forgot about it, you know, and then life started lifing again. So I feel like you're called this time to go the distance with this kind of soul mission and really cement this in. Really get this confident inner vibrational stance that you're like, okay, yeah, I really can move through life, and I feel like I really can navigate whatever comes at me and keep my inner peace. That's like a baddie energy, like in the best way possible. Spiritual baddie. That's a high consciousness, enlightened state, you know, that people aim for, but I feel like we have to normalize it and make it less unattainable. I feel like it is very attainable because it's your focus point that puts you there, and we can all focus. We can all drive our own thoughts, drive our perspectives, drive the inner dialogue that we're telling ourselves, and root ourselves into our knowing that all is well, even if it doesn't appear that way. Well-being is dominant. We are eternal, so we are indestructible at a larger level. And whatever's playing out on the earth plane is what's playing out. And we, you know, there's things we wanted to learn here and experience. And there's things that happen in a certain way because it's affecting someone else's life and our life. And we're all, you know, woven into this tapestry of learning from each other and growing and self-discovery. And I would say just be gentle with wherever you are on this path. I don't think this is something you can strive for. I think it's something you can be aware of that exists. And as life comes at you, you know, make an attempt each time to do one small step. Take a deep breath. Instead of reacting, go and meditate instead of, you know, binge watching TV to silence the noise. Go and speak to your soul tribe if you've found them about it. Get their perspective instead of, you know, trauma dumping to a friend who you know is just going to drag you down. Small steps. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. This could be over the course, like I said, of a lifetime, but I feel like you are kind of at an initiation point where this is going to be the biggest kind of thing on your mind over the next 6 weeks. And it's possible because maybe there's nothing happening. So maybe it's a nice nothing major happening. Maybe it's a nice clean space where you can work on your own inner spiritual world and develop this stability. Or maybe there's something so in your face that you have no choice but to let go of that boulder, of that control, of that anxiety, of that need for it to be different in order for you to feel better, because your strongest pull is always going to be to feel better and find inner peace. So whichever one you are, I feel the reading come out to a close. This was really beautiful and powerful. I really enjoyed your guys' reading. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you found something helpful that resonated. If you did, I would love if you reciprocated the energy in whatever way you feel is right for you. Subscribe if you haven't, like, comment if you feel comfortable, send it to a friend, or just send good vibes. Just a thank you with your heart or whatever, an appreciation. Just builds the energy, or whatever you feel. Maybe you didn't get anything from it and this is already in your memory. That's fine too. Thank you for being here either way. If you're going to another group, I'm so curious what other themes are going to come up here. Then I will see you there shortly. If not, I will see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Pile 2, welcome into your reading. You have the Four of Pentacles with this amethyst hamsa and purple. Seems to be the color here if you were drawn to it. So let's go ahead and find out what the strongest energies are for you. What's going on within kind of the next 3 months? What kind of might be a big theme? Strongest energies for you. I feel a very slow moving energy here, not in a bad way, just a steadiness. I don't really want to cover this card up completely. Actually, I don't want to cover that at all. There's something about this pentacle on this figure's head. I don't know what yet. It's being highlighted for me. Almost as though there's some awareness because it's on the crown chakra, or like there's something that you don't see because you can only see what's in your hand, but you don't see the value in the one that's on your head is a message that's coming through. But let's get more and see what that means. Okay. Yeah, and then I'm seeing the purple with the crown chakra. So there's some knowledge or inner guidance or intuitive information or download that could be whoa! Oh my gosh, that came out so quickly. Hold on. Yeah, this flow here. Okay. Yeah, some knowledge or intuitive message that could be coming in here. Okay. Get it right, get it right. Okay. I'm not used to, okay, abundance, look at that. Okay, I'm not used to the energy being so slow. Okay, so the Pentacles is money, material wealth. But like, it doesn't necessarily mean that's what the reading is going to be about, but then you got the abundance card. So there's something here about letting abundance flow into you through your inner knowing or intuitive guidance or downloads you're getting from higher sources, whatever you believe in, your spirit guides, God, the universe. That's a strong message coming through. Let's get more cards. So you could be in a situation where you do feel financially stable, which is the Four of Pentacles card, which can also mean like holding on too tightly to things or feeling like a, fear of loss. But it does mean you've achieved some sort of financial stability, or it could be you're aiming for that, or you're worried about that, or you're wondering about that, how to achieve financial stability, how to increase your pentacles. So whatever that meaning is for you, because it's here on the table also, otherwise I wasn't gonna read the card meaning. Does that make sense? Just using it as a placeholder. But it is showing some sort of flow of abundance coming in. So let's get more cards and see what that has, like, what about it. That could just be a concern of yours. Or it could just be on your mind. You're wondering about it. Maybe you're wondering about retirement, or how to buy something, or how to invest, or how to, move houses or purchase a house, or if this career is going to be, or this passion project is going to be financially lucrative. Strongest messages for pile 2, please. I don't know if this deck's going to give me anything. Well, I mean, I do know because I've felt that it wasn't, but I'm still trying. Yeah, Astro for you. I guess we're getting different cards than pile 1. That's fine with me. It's fine with you. You are not pile 1, so I don't have to use the same cards because we're intuitively choosing here. Okay, strongest energies for pile 2, please. Partnership card 31 coming out with Juno. So if this immediately means something to you, then I would say you have a message here. For example, are you going into a partnership, a marriage, a business partnership? Are you looking for a partner on something that has to do with something that's financially related? If not, there could be a message here about partnership. Let's get we're going to get more information about what that's about. Could be a partnership in your life you feel like is affecting your financial flow, or you're worried about that happening. This could have to do with a prenup for somebody, like that's one of you. The 8th house and mystery coming out. Wow, card 46. Unusual combination of cards developing here. It definitely is a mystery. Okay, so we got to get more because I'm not getting anything besides what I've already said. Getting anything clearly. I'm hearing that song. Is it Sarah McLachlan, Building a Mystery? Okay, but what is the words? I would look that up. Building a Mystery. I'm seeing all the words, but I can't say any of them. They're all like jumbled. Interesting. Okay. I'm feeling some level of partnership here. Like I said, well, it's on the table, but I'm feeling this could have to do with a relationship, even though it seems very financially based. That song, I believe, is about like a romantic relationship or some sort of partnership. I kind of want to stop and look up the lyrics of that, but I don't have anything around me that I could look it up on without well, I guess I could look it up on the computer. Do you guys want to? I feel like it's relevant. I have my laptop here. Welcome the laptop to the reading. Let me just tell you the lyrics. Because I can see it's one part that I'm being shown, but I can't. I don't know what it is. Okay, yeah. Okay. The line that I'm seeing is you woke up screaming aloud, a prayer from your secret God. You feed off our fears and hold back your tears because you're working on building a mystery. Holding on, holding it in, choosing so carefully. You won't give up the search for the ghost in the halls. You wear sandals in the snow, a smile that won't wash away. Can you look out the window without your shadow getting in the way? Oh, you're so beautiful with an edge and a charm, but so careful when I'm in your arms. Okay, this could have to do with like an avoidant. That's what I'm getting right away. Sorry, Sarah. I'm just like reduced that down to what I saw right away. This could have to do with a person in your life. This is like way offside. So if you're like, wait, what? Then maybe pick a different pile or wait and see. Like if the abundance message was more for you, but you're like, I don't have anyone like that. This is just randomly coming up and I didn't expect it. So let me just go with it. Maybe it's just one point and then it'll go back to the other thing. I'm not sure yet. There could be someone in your life, because it's very strong coming in, who is slightly chaotic energy or causing chaos in your life. It could be affecting your finance. I can't tell if this is a positive thing or a negative thing in your life. I feel like it's just a thing. I feel like it's like undetermined yet. I don't feel like the energy is clear either way because these birds are giving me like lovebirds. Like I don't feel it's a negative thing here yet, but I do feel like it's someone whose personality or behavior is a little unorthodox and possible avoidant or emotional unavailability or... But I don't feel like it's a big issue. I feel like you're navigating it. Like you're like, okay, like we all have our stuff. This is my stuff. This is your stuff. Let's figure out our stuff because we have a lot of love for each other. I feel like maybe it's there could be like someone who's kind of hot and cold. With the two birds, it could be Piscean energy. It could be Gemini energy. There's like some duality here of like they have their light and their dark, their shadow, which we all have, but theirs could be more on their sleeve where you're just like, whoa, 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 like what's going on here? Okay, let's get more information because this is a lot going on here. Strongest energies for pile 2. What's important for them to know over the next 3 months? What's the strongest theme that they may come in? Woo! Yeah, look at this. Caring connections. And I told you. I knew it. Woo. Okay, so if you don't know this person, it's possible this is coming in. And this is telling you. Heads up. If you're single, there could be a connection that comes in that like kind of sets you off kilter, that's really passionate and intense, maybe someone unusual. There could be a lot of mystery surrounding them. It could be Scorpio energy, Aquarius energy. You could not see a clear path. Like, what is this leading to? What part? It's not going to be like a relationship or a caring connection you've ever had before. And then you have action here with the Chariot card. Because you look at this, you have partnership and caring connections. Again, this could be a business partnership because caring connections can be taken just neutrally without any romantic, they're embracing, but a caring connection is also a caring connection. This could be just someone who cares for you, a friend. It could be an ex who comes back like in a business capacity if you guys have, are amicable. But see, now there's 2 horses. Look at the horses. There's one white horse and one black horse. It's a dark and a light. It's a shadow and a light. There's some duality here. There's all this 2s. Look at this. There's 3 cards with doubles. Two. There's a pair. There's a pair of people involved here. But what about it? That's what I want to know. What about it? What does it have to do with the flow of your abundance? Now, I'm thinking of abundance like money because this abundance card has coins on it. and this Pentacles card is coins. But this could be just the flow of life, of letting abundant things into your life, letting love in, letting passion in, letting interest and satisfaction and peace and joy and happiness. Joy and happiness, you know what I'm saying? Somebody Italian here? That just came through. Joy and happiness. Maybe like from this, like New York. Like I'm getting like a New York or like a Boston accent there, or Italian. Tell me if that's you. Okay. You know, joy and happiness. Oh man, that's funny. I like that. Okay, what else here? I didn't even notice I picked up this deck. There is a lot of flow here. There is a lot of leading, just going with your heart and being led by your heart here. Because some of this is not going to make sense. I'll tell you this. Like, I mean, your situation. Some of it's not going to make sense. Some of it on paper, people are going to say like, this doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? But you're going with your gut. And I don't know what this is going to result in, but I know it's something that you need or want or need to learn, or some part of your expansion. I don't know if it's going to be long term. I don't know if it's going to be a positive outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something. It's something that you called in because you want this, and then it's going to play out in some sort of way that will bring you a lot of information, you know, that you have been wanting, and expansion and interest and passion. And I'm seeing expansion. Like, it's going to push the barriers of the world you were living in. It's going to, you know, I'm seeing like it's going to blow your mind. Like, maybe this person has interests or hobbies or information that you didn't even know about, and vice versa. Or maybe you put your pentacles together and your wealth, you know, you travel because it's just like so abundant. Or maybe you push the boundaries of convention. Maybe there's an age difference. Maybe there's a cultural difference. Maybe you live far away and it's like, oh my gosh, I never thought I would be having a long distance overseas relationship, but here I am, going with the flow, moving across waters, because I'm seeing this flow is like waters also. Taking this action, pursuing this caring connection, pursuing this partnership. And again, it could be business related. Same thing. Maybe you're partnering up with some other company overseas that you're just like, this is wild. Like, we don't even have anything really in common, but I resonate with this person as a business leader and as a mentor, and I'm partnering up with them, and we don't really know what we're going to create, and we don't really understand why these two opposite things are pulled together, but they're interested in what you have to offer, you're interested in what they have to offer. And there's a little bit of feeling with this Four of Pentacles, like I said, of you not seeing where there's possibility for expansion in material stability, or you wanting to, there's some fear. Like, for example, one example. You meet someone, they live overseas, you both feel so passionate, you want to continue the relationship, but now you're having to tap into some sort of savings that you didn't anticipate to travel to see them, you know, every couple months or once a month. And you're looking at your pentacles like, do I want to use this? Because this was supposed to be my nest egg. This was supposed to be my retirement, but now I'm considering spending it to pursue this love. Is this the right thing for me? That's one example of the type of energy that this is. Or it's a business thing, and you're looking at your money and saying, do I partner up with this person who has this new innovative technology, and I didn't anticipate putting any money towards this, but I really resonate with this person. I really want to partner with them, and I really feel like, even though I don't fully understand this technology, I just feel like it's the right mix for my business to take it to the next level. I'm going to trust the expertise of this other person's offering me, and I'm going to invest in this, for example. So apply that to whatever your situation is, or if you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's quite possible that this energy presents itself to you in one of those ways in the next 3 months, because it's what's coming up in your reading. So you may just be like living your life, and in a couple weeks you're like, oh wow, oh my gosh, and then you're like, that's called delayed resonance, when the energy presented itself before you were experiencing it. So now you're prepared. So now you're like looking back for this reading, like, what was she saying about? Because now this feels very familiar. Like I've heard this story before, and you realize that it was on your timeline incoming. And so now you've had a heads up. Miracles. Okay, yeah. It's very miracle mystery energy. It's MMMMM. If you have M's in your name, that could be a message for you. I feel like if you don't know how something's going to happen, I could see miracle energy being, well, no, I can see it's being shown. Miracle energy. I can see because it's being shown on the table. And that's very mystery energy. You don't know how a miracle is going to happen. It unfolds in a way that you could not have anticipated. So if there is something like you are overseas, long distance or something like this, and you don't know how it's going to happen, somehow it's going to happen. It's a mystery, and it's going to happen in a miraculous way that you're like, whoa, wow. And then abundance could be tied to it. Like you come into a windfall and all of a sudden that door is open because you didn't think you could travel to be with them, but now you can, for example. And it's funny that I had slow moving energy here at the first, and now you have the Chariot, which is fast moving energy. So this could start off slow and then all of a sudden take a turn and accelerate because of whatever this miracle, whatever this mysterious miracle is that comes in. And then it's like, oh, I could book a plane ticket today and go and be with them. I could rent an Airbnb for a month and go over there. I could, breathe. Yeah. I could sell my house and, whatever, or something like this. Yeah. As I breathe. Card 29. You're going to have to center yourself because it could be, like I said, like a Chariot when it takes off. And the relationship itself could be very intense, even if it's a business thing. Like I see you guys up at like candlelight by moonlight, like, calculating and discussing and brainstorming. And like, you're like, whoa, like I haven't slept. Or you're up talking all night with this person and you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't done my workout. I haven't eaten. I haven't, checked my phone because I'm just so like consumed with this. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like there's a portion where it can be very exhilarating and passionate, and then you just may need to ground yourself at some point. I don't want to take away from like the excitement of that. People are always like, keep your stability. It's like, okay, but also like some things do have a natural climax energy in them. Like if you're going on a roller coaster and you go down the hill, that's the fun part. If you like roller coasters, you're not going to say maintain your stability and slow the coaster down. Like, no, but after you go down the hill, there's going to be a period of that it plateaus that you can catch your breath, So like just trust in the natural momentum of it to a degree. I was going to pull more cards, but I'm feeling the reading come to a close. I just felt like the energy be like, no, like, boo, like that's it. So I hope you got a message here. There's a very interesting message that I did not anticipate coming out. If you didn't get your message, I would check out another pile. If you did resonate with something and you want to reciprocate the energy, you can like, subscribe, comment down below. All of these things help support me as a reader and support the channel and its growth. And of course, then you won't miss a new reading when one comes out if you enjoyed my style of reading. But if not, you do whatever you feel called to. I appreciate you being here either way. And like I said, if you're going to another pile for more information or a different theme, then I'll see you there shortly. If not, all the best of luck with this. This sounds like a wild, like just, it's real fresh energy coming in the next 3 months in whatever, if this is business, finances, or, romantic or love or a friendship. There's something, it's like an unexpected, like miracle energy, like it's unexpected benefit coming in over the next 3 months. So like, enjoy the freshness of that energy and the abundance of whatever flowing into your life, whether it's love, joy, money, passion, pleasure, whatever it is, however that looks to you. Expansion, for sure, there's expansion. And if you're not going to another pile, then I will see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Hi, pile 3. You chose this Celtic knot and the Five of Wands card. That for some reason just is giving celebration to me, even though that's not the meaning of the card at all. If you don't know the meaning of the Five of Wands, it can be about competition. It can be about trying to stand out in a crowd or some sort of conflict, competition. Like I already said competition, but everyone kind of vying for their voice or to be seen or to be heard, some sort of kind of chaotic group energy. But it can be also very positive about rising above the competition, challenging yourself, standing out. But I don't know if the meaning of the card is going to be included in the reading. We're just going to proceed and see what comes out. It could just be a placeholder for you to feel drawn to your message. Like you could have just been drawn to the colors. It could have nothing to do with that. We'll see. Strongest energy. What's important for them to know in the next 3 months for pile 3, please. For pile 3, please. For pile 3, please. Could be a musician here, or you just love music. Yeah, of course this is not going to come out. I was just feeling drawn to this, and then I wanted to get that, and well, here we are. You can't argue with the cards. There you go. Answer the call. This already came out in pile 1. Okay, so if you're either from pile 1 and you're laughing right now, or you might have felt drawn to pile 1 but haven't watched it yet. Okay. I also heard that phrase, let's go, which came out in the last reading in pile 1. So you could be from that reading. Oh, sorry. Did I not read the card? It says, answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? I'm getting like, it feels like someone's tickling me. Dance with life. Oh, I love this. Do something to change your energy. Ooh, I love this card. Ooh, I love this. Okay, I love this. Yeah, major music energy here. Either you like produce beats, or you sing, or you just goof around with music or something. If you have music energy, comment down below. I love knowing when I like feel your guys' vibe. And or you could be a dancer, very creative energy here because we have dance with life. Do something to change your energy. I just feel the energy is like this is the energy that I feel, even though, like I said, it doesn't have to do with the meaning of the card, but I feel like there's just a lot of like interesting things. Like all of these sticks are different colors and they're kind of all interconnecting and weaving. I feel like your life is just about to become very, if it's not already, very multifaceted and layered and dynamic and nuanced and interesting and very layered. Very layered. So if you don't feel like you're in this energy, then this could be what you've been calling in, and that's coming in the next 3 months. Pursuing a lot of passions and interests and excitement, and I just see all these levels and like the wands here all interconnecting. Like new partnerships, maybe romance coming in, maybe your work world gets like an upgrade, maybe your own sense of self-concept gets an upgrade, maybe you change your hair, maybe you change your wardrobe, maybe you all of a sudden get interested in this, and then you find a new friend group, and then you're finding a new restaurant that you like to eat at, and there's people there, and like I just see all of this like really interesting, expansive energy coming in the next 3 months. I don't know why. I don't know what it has to do with this answer the call and dance with life, but we're gonna find out. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that much right there. We're gonna find out. If we're gonna do one thing, we're gonna find out the thing. Okay, let's get this Astro deck. Strongest energies for pile 3 over the next 3 months. So 33 could be a card for you. The card for you. If card 33 comes out, that'll be magical. But it could be, I know we all looked if that was 33. It's a 24. The number 33, I would look that up, could be meaningful for you. You got 24 with Saturn and structure. I'm not feeling any structure here. I'm feeling opposite of structure. So it's possible that you're currently very structured and you're going to be like loosening that up a bit. Let's find out what that card wants to say. Yeah, because I intuitively put it in your past position. So you could be very type A, you could be very rigid, you could be feeling a little bit bored with life, a little bit of Four of Cups energy, like, what's the point? What am I doing here? But you're kind of just moving forward with your routines. It's possible you're a parent and you're feeling like very weighed down in that role, in the sense that it requires so much of us, and you might feel a little bit lost in that. Same for a relationship. You could be in a relationship where you're not feeling like you have your own 5 wands. You feel like you only have whatever their wands are, and you kind of just have to go along with that ride. But your energy feels like something's coming in that's gonna snap you out of a funk. You might be feeling this already. Like you're either in this energy now, or you're like, yes, 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 I just started a dance class. I'm going axe throwing. I'm going with my friend to Aruba, and then I'm starting my own, painting line. And like, I just see all this stuff in the field that's like vibrant, that you're feeling called to do. But it's asking you to move away from a heavily structured existence. I just got like a mild headache on the left side. I feel like that is uncomfortable for you. A little bit. Like you're like, ooh, I have routines. Okay, we got a 44. And I said a 33. So look up 33 and 44. Six health. Sixth house. I can't speak. Sixth house. Sustainability. So sustainability and structure are very similar. So what does that have to do with it? These two are just hanging out here, so I'm going to take them. They were like, don't forget about us. Okay, we also have card 1, Aries energy with act. So there could be Aries energy here. Doesn't have to be. And progressions journey, card 56. Okay, what's going on here? This is like a bigger puzzle we've got to unfold. More information for pile 3, please. Strongest energies. Yeah, I see you got a lot of sticks in the fire. Imagine, card 20. I'm kind of getting 2 different messages here for like 2 different groups of people, but let me see. It might be the same message. This one hopping off. All that glitters. Okay. Sorry, I hit the mic. And now I want to get the Prism Oracle. I'm seeing that song Imagine by, I think it's the Beatles. Sorry if I'm wrong. I'm not a music person at all. I just know what I like and I don't know who sang it. Abundance, this just came out in pile 2. So it's possible you're from pile 2 or have messages in pile 2, because now you have a card from pile 1 and a card from pile 2. Okay, okay, I get it. Let me just get this card and then I'll tell you. Okay, balance, yeah. Not surprised. Okay, so much here, guys, so much here. So much here to unpack, holy cannoli. Wow, the music is coming. The rhythm is in my soul with you guys. Can these cards just chill? Okay, so, let's just go through the scenarios. Pile 1. Okay, definitely some of you are from pile 1. Okay. Scenario 1. You have a lot of irons in the fire, a lot of sticks in the fire. You got a lot going on and you're trying to manage it with structure. Like I said, you could be a parent, very busy business owner. You could be single. You could have a lot of social obligations. I'm going to put the abundance with the all that glitters. And that's nice. That's good. You're doing that. You're living life. But But not only are you getting tired and burnout, you're getting possibly feeling this is current energy. This is not where you're going. So I'm going to tell you the current energy situation and then what the advice about the next 3 months is. What's important that you know about this. Number one, it's possible you're doing things that don't actually light you up. They've become routine. It's possible there's other people's intentions in there or obligations, and you're being called to something else. Something that would to act on something else that's been calling you that will change your energy. And the reason that it's important to change your energy is because I don't think you're feeling at your max capacity of goodness. I don't think you're feeling as light and energetic and happy and fulfilled as you would want to, as you would prefer. Because you've developed this structure and routine and these sticks in the fire that are not your sticks. Like maybe one stick's being a parent, and one stick's your kids' hockey practice, and one stick's your partner's work events, and then one stick's your family obligations, and then another stick is household. And do you see what I'm saying? But where's your stick? Because I see them competing, and I see that bringing conflict even internally, and some tension and competition, and your soul is like, but we want to dance, but we want to sing, but we want to paint, but we want to go out with our friends, but we want to start this business idea that you've been laying awake at night. I see you thinking about this spiritual practice or this healing practice or this product or this offering. You see a way to improve your life, but you don't see a way to do it because you can't figure out a way to sustain your current life obligations and the structure and routine that you have in place and shift to this level, which is balance, which is imagination, which is what's on your journey, which is moving towards things that are glittery to you. Now, this all that glitters card with the masks on top can mean masking, all that glitters is not necessarily gold, so take that if it resonates for you. If there's something that seems appealing, it's possible that it's fool's gold. It's possible that it's not all it's cracked up to be. But the things that glitter in this reading right here, Pile 3, what it means, because I read intuitively, is that what is glittery in your life for you? What calls to you? What's that pretty, beautiful, satisfying thing that you're not getting to do? For example, maybe you love candles. Maybe you love the idea and you visualize lighting a candle in a peaceful, quiet sanctuary, putting on some soothing music, making your favorite beverage, and watching your favorite movie or reading your favorite book or doing some spiritual work like journaling and having some peace and quiet. Maybe that's a fantasy of yours at this point. And because you feel called to that feels safe to you, that feels like a haven, that feels like a sanctuary, that feels like a respite, an escape. And that would change your energy. That would change your energy, even if it was 15 minutes, so that you were able to handle all these other wands. Because this answer the call is not necessarily like go and become, a representative for the United Nations in peacemaking or go win a Nobel Prize. This answer the call could be go light a candle and journal some of the stuff you're feeling, spend time with you. This answer the call could be stop doing this one task or obligation that makes your soul feel drained after. That's taking you 2 days to recover. Like something that's coming up that I've found very healing for me is just saying the truth of the situation. Like if somebody asks me to do something, like, hey, come to this birthday party or this whatever, social gathering, or let's go on a date, or let's, whatever someone's asking me to do. and I don't feel called to do it, like I don't feel in the right energy where I'm excited, it's not glittery to me. It's feeling like a bad idea. It's not that I don't love that person. It's not that I'm not interested or curious. But when I imagine myself doing that, I feel like I'm not being called to it, essentially. I don't feel called to it. It would feel like an obligation. I appreciate the invite, but I don't feel called to do that. Period. End of sentence. It's been so healing for me to just say, no, I will not be able to do that. I'm not doing that. And I feel like it's very healing for the other person too, because when it happens, I feel the other person, you're almost giving them permission by leading by example to do the same thing in their life. Like they're like, oh, wow, she just said, I thank you so much for the invitation. In my mind, I would love to be there, theoretically, but I don't feel like, this is what I last said, I just don't feel like I have the emotional bandwidth. My energies, I just said to my friend, my energy's been low. I don't feel like I have emotional bandwidth to be social, but thank you for the invite. And in my mind, I would love to be there with you, but it's not something I can do this week. I don't feel up for it. And I know that when I said that to my friend, he was like, wow, like not only did he respect it, he said, I completely get that 100%. And thanks for telling me, and you'll be missed, but we'll see you next time. Not only did his response, soothe the situation, I felt that he was like, wow, okay, so she did that. I was fine. It didn't harm our relationship. And now it's like I gave him permission to do that in his life. Does that make sense? Because you lead by example. I see there being some things in your life that you need to say that about. Maybe not every time, but maybe one time, or maybe there is something that it needs to be, this is not something I'm doing anymore. I'm seeing like obligation city. I'm seeing like you volunteer here or you, and that's a beautiful thing. But you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's time for someone else to take over that role, or you do something for something, like you play, music for something. I'm seeing that, and you're like, oh, this just takes my whole day, and I would rather be using this time for something else, for myself, and you're having a lot of guilt about that. But this is part of your journey. This is part of bringing balance into your life. And this is part of honoring yourself. Because when we do these things, there's a self-betrayal that happens. You're saying to yourself, to your own soul, to your own what you need, you come last, and I'm going to do these 10 things first. Now, this is tricky. This is tricky to find balance. I get it, because there's some things that if you say no to, you're going to feel worse, right? Like, now you're just going to be at home with guilt that you didn't do that thing. So you have to pick and choose what you're ready to stand up and have, and say that to, and what things are better to just take the path of least resistance. There's always going to be those things, right? And what things are just responsibilities that are in this cycle of your life. Like I said, parenthood or things like this. But you can still approach that. Like when I was a parent, I found it so liberating when I realized I could just say to my daughter, Mommy needs 5 minutes right now, because I felt that she's the child, so I have to be there every time she needs me. If she wants to play, I have to play. If she wants to eat, that I have to eat. And so I started, obviously you have to feed them, but I mean, I shouldn't have to eat immediately, like if she just said she wants a snack, I would immediately drop what I'm doing and start making it. When I realize I can say to her, okay, I'm just going to finish this up. In 5 minutes, I'll cut a nectarine for you or a peach. And it allowed me to feel back in control of my own inner flow instead of having my whole day being knee-jerk reactions. So if I was feeling overwhelmed, I would just push myself to play with her or interact with her if that's what she was doing. When I learned that it's healthy for her to see that we all have our own inner compass, and while she can introduce a request into my reality, then I'm going to decide where that fits for me, that's best for my own emotional state and mental state and overwhelmment levels and priorities. Because what I realized is if I knee-jerk reacted and interact with her, I had no energy. My heart wasn't in it. And I was thinking about the other tasks that I had to finish. You know what I mean? And so I wanted to be more present. And so I would say to her, I would love to do that with you. I have to finish up this phone call, or I'm finishing up paying the bills. And I will meet you here in 5 minutes or in 10 minutes or after lunch. We will play that, okay? But let's do this for now. And here's a coloring book, and mommy's going to finish her work. And it just seems so like obvious, but we don't always do that. We tend to sometimes, especially if we have heavy people-pleasing tendencies, to just be led by everyone else's requests or desires. So there's something here about you doing something to change this energy and starting to put your own soul's calling at the center point of your day and your tasks and your priorities, and finding that balance. And imagining, like, what would your life be like if you acted from a place of what's calling me in my day, and found that balance between obligation and responsibility, because this is part of your journey. This is part of what your soul came here. And the abundance card, it shows coins on it, but abundance can be just abundance of life, peace, joy, love, passion, interest. Like I said, these 5 of wands, there's so many wands, but how many of the wands do you want to be there? I feel like you have to introduce your wands into this mix, into this weaving, and find a way to sustain this inner balance, like this figure on the card here, sitting in meditation with the chakras aligned. It's a state of sustained, steady energy, instead of maybe what you're doing now, which I don't feel like is sustainable or work. I think it's working for you on a structure level, like on a logistical level, but I don't think it's working for you on an internal level at all. And that message is coming out really strong. I think it's draining you. I think you're full, you're getting full of tension. You could be getting very low energy, aches, pains, stiffness, because you're holding that rigidity, because it's resistance to the daily choices that you feel you have to make. So I would say in the next 3 months, that's your strongest message. Reevaluate, find that 15 minutes to do that thing. If it's only 15 minutes, get up 15 minutes earlier, go to bed 15 minutes later, tell the people that you need to tell, this is what I'm doing. I would encourage you to take more than 15 minutes. You know, maybe you want to get a workout in. Maybe you want to take time to do something for yourself. Communicate to the people in your life. Say what you need. Find creative solutions around things. And get your interest points in the fire, whether this is dance, music, passion, like I said, self-care practices, exploration of your spiritual world, more time that you just want to be in flow. Maybe it's nothing specific, but you just want to be in flow. And you say, okay, Saturday mornings, I have no obligations. Between 8 a.m. to 12 noon, I am doing whatever I want to do with that time. If I feel like doing laundry, I'm doing laundry. If I want to call a friend, I call a friend. If I want to go to the coffee shop and get a coffee and read a book, that's what I'm doing. If I feel to go for a walk on the water, that's my flow time, where it's not structured, and that will brighten and lighten up your energy so you can feel more like you're dancing with life instead of being led by life down a path that maybe you wouldn't have chosen. Okay, guys, I hope that made sense. I hope that resonated with you. If you didn't get any of your messages here, then I would definitely check another pile. Or if you did get messages, but you want a different theme, check another pile. I would appreciate if you did resonate and you want to reciprocate energy here, a like, a subscribe if you haven't already, and a comment. All helps the algorithm, all helps support the channel, and all helps with just introducing your energy to the collective here so I can read more clearly the people who are gathering here. If not, absolutely no worries. I appreciate you just trusting me to be your reader at all and getting through to this point of the reading. I love that you are here today. So if you're going to another group, I will see you there shortly. If not, I will see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Hello. Hi, pile 4. Thank you for being here. Welcome to your reading. You have the turquoise heart, one of my personal favorites, and this King of Cups card, which I love. If you look behind, there's like stormy waters, there's rain clouds, and I just love how that's giving emotional strength and depth and stability amongst the storms of life. That's what's giving to me. Okay. So I don't know what this will be about. I just choose the card as placeholders. You could have been drawn to the color, to the fish, to the crystal. It doesn't mean it has to do something with this actual meaning of the King of Cups card, but it could. Strongest energy for pile 4. Okay. I don't know why I'm laughing. I just got a burst of like giggles. Okay. I feel like that's a lot, but that came out very specifically. So we have all the colors of your card. Passion, cleanse, and sweetness. Okay. Yeah, there could be some King of Cups energy here. That's not gender specific. But cleanse. Wow. Cleanse and King of Cups. This is like basically the word. Very watery energy. Passion, sweetness, cleanse. Let's get more information. We're not getting a full picture from those 3, but I'm getting a half picture. That one fell out. Whoa, chaos. Chaos ensued. Let's see what it is. Discontentment and boredom. 4 of Cups. Okay, so you could be from pile 3. This message came out a little bit in pile 3, but you could be the future of pile 3. If you're from pile 3, hey, ooh, you found your way here in fertility. Okay, so this is like the Empress card coming out. A 3 and a 4. Wow. And passion, wow. Okay, I'll stop saying wow now. Wow, wow, wow. One more time. Woman holding a coin. Okay, so that's like Queen of Pentacles. So we have a king and a queen archetype coming out here, as well as the Empress. Fertility's on the table. That can be creation, literally. Look at this. Look at this. Door to personal happiness and healing. Now, how interesting that you have a 34, and here you have a 3 and a 4. So I'm actually going to put that like that so that I can see that when I need to see that. Okay. Okay, the pieces are coming together. Door to personal happiness and healing. Okay, well, how do we move through that door? What are the strongest, most important messages that this pile needs to hear? Pile 4 for the next 3 months. What are the strongest themes? I'm gonna get more. Discontentment and boredom. So the 4 of Cups is about, which is what that card is about, there's 4 cups in front of you, and in the traditional tarot, there's Sagittarius on the back here. There's 3 cups in front of the figure, and 1 cup, and there's nothing in those 3 cups, and then the 4th cup has like a fish jumping out of it, and the cup is full, but the figure's only looking at the 3 cups that are empty and spilled. So sometimes it can be about looking at situations that are no longer fulfilling, but failing to take our focus to what is fulfilling. Take our focus off of what didn't work out and put our focus on what is still working out and where our cup does run over, and realigning our energy and our positive hope and expectation that way. Look at this, debilitated discomfort. You have discontentment and boredom. Now card 14 coming out. Okay, so there's something that is, you're feeling a little bit stuck. Now, for one of you, this is fertility related because you have fertility coming out, which is the Empress card, which could have to do with literal fertility. And then you have the discontentment and boredom and the debilitated discomfort. And then you have door to personal healing and happiness. So for some of you, this has to do with you want to be a parent and bringing that forward. That's not for everybody. That's, like I said, 1 or 2 people. So for everybody else, this would be about something you're trying to birth forth. This could be a new relationship. This could be a business, a project. This could be financial abundance. This is something else in your life that you're learning to weather the emotional storms and remain steady through, and find a way to keep your focus trained on your vision and not what's currently manifesting. Because what's currently manifesting is like the gum with the flavor all chewed out. That's what Abraham Hicks always says. It's already happened. It's past momentum that's played out. It's a result of what you've been projecting or focusing on or intending. And I don't mean, this is tricky because sometimes we think, no, I was hoping for a positive outcome. What do you mean? But sometimes there's resistance in there because we want something, but we don't have it. And we're more aware of the end of the stick of not having it and its lack than we are of the end of the stick of allowing it to come in, and that positive expectation and just assumption that it's going to work out. So whatever you are experiencing now, say you go through a very stressful period at work and then you're feeling discomfort in your body, 3 months later, tension or aches or pains, or your immune system's compromised. And we don't always make that connection. Like, oh, I was having a really stressful period of time and really pushing myself, and now my body is demonstrating the result of that momentum. Does that make sense? This is what I'm trying to say. So it's possible that the 3 cups that have spilled out, those are just past energy that you were flowing then. You know better now. You're making different choices now. And by focusing on this 4th cup that is full, it will open this door to personal happiness and healing more swiftly. That's the key that unlocks it, is keeping your eyes focused on and appreciating what is going well. Because there's always something, even if it's just that you're still here and breathing, right? Even if it's that you have a phone to access this reading. Even if it's that you drank, your favorite beverage this morning, tea or coffee, and that's the only thing in your day that's in your cup, literally, then you just milk the crap out of that good beverage, and you just enjoy it. And you appreciate it, and then it will build, because then that you're magnifying that energy, and then more energy like that will come to you. But there is a limbo point in this. I haven't talked about this in so long, but I thought about doing a video on it before, because I think it trips everybody up if you're into like manifestation or even with prayer. There's a limbo point between what you've now decided that you want, and that you're allowing, and that you're asking for, and that you're going to let in, and your positive expectation, and your affirming, and your vision boarding, whatever you're doing. You don't have to do any of that stuff, but whatever helps you to focus in a positive manner, there is a limbo point before it physically manifests, where the momentum plays out from your past. It's just like if you threw 2 balls down a hill, one's red, one's blue. If you throw the red ball down, let's just say, just go with the red and blue analogies. I'm thinking of what is it from The Matrix with the pills? Take the red pill or blue pill. I don't know. I don't remember. I have a terrible memory for like music and movies. But you throw the red ball down, and then you decide, oh, you know what? I don't want to throw that red ball down. I changed my mind. That red ball's still going to go down the hill, because there's physical, universal laws. So the momentum will still play out, right? So then you decide, I'm going to throw the blue ball. So you throw the blue ball down, but then the red ball gets to the bottom and manifests as something, knocks into a wall or breaks or hits something, and now you have to deal with that. And you're looking at the manifestation of the red ball, and you're like, but I threw the blue ball. But that red ball was still going in energetic momentum. So the trick is to not let what is currently manifested, which is a result of past energy that was flowed, past energy focus, trip you up about the blue ball that you're now throwing. So instead you look at the red ball and you say, okay, that's past. That's because of what I was doing 3 weeks ago, 3 months ago, my expectations, my beliefs. Okay, so I'll deal with it, but I'm not going to let it dictate where I'm now going. That's vision, right? That's vision. So that's a message in here for somebody. It's like if a raindrop falls from the sky, I'm just looking at this King of Cups card, it's still going to manifest in rain, right? Even if the weather changes above to sunny, the rain is still going to fall. It was already falling. But then the sun's coming out, okay? So let's focus on that. Take shelter. Deal with the rain. Put on your gear. Get an umbrella. Stay inside. And then when you're manifesting what you want, then put your attention on that. And then more of that will follow. I don't know why this message is coming up. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect to get into this, but I'm just following the trajectory of this energy. Yeah, so cleanse, I think, I didn't even see this card because I was shuffling over it. I forgot it was here. Cleanse is that limbo period. You're basically cleansing your energy of past beliefs, past expectations. So you could be in the process of doing this right now, where you're like, okay, I'm not getting where I want to go, so I need to take a different trajectory here with my thoughts and with my internal beliefs and with my expectations and with the inner dialogue and the external dialogue that I'm speaking. But then I'm going to allow a period for my frequency basically to be cleansed by this higher vibration and to transmute essentially and to transcend. That's exactly what's happening. It's just like if you have a glass of muddy water and the muddy water is your thoughts and anxieties and, you know, past experiences and everything, and you start adding clean water to it, it does take a while for that sediment to settle and for the clear water to become majority. So you just keep adding the clear water, right? Until it will eventually transform the muddy water into majority clear water. You know, and there still could be some sediment at the bottom that gets stirred up from time to time. Those triggers. But you're majority clear. You're a majority King of Cups. You're a majority stable. You're a majority deep. You're majority balanced in your emotional state. This is what's coming in for you in the next 3 months, what you'll be experiencing if this resonates. I think that deck is not wanting to yield anything further. So we're going to move on. That could be a message for somebody. if something is not yielding anything further, you may want to take a different approach. Okay, we got 3 cards here. Wow, okay. Card 6, not for you. Card 46, regeneration, which we just talked about. And card 35, loyal heart. Okay, and there's some relationship component here. I don't know in what capacity, because the King of Cups is typically the king of emotional, fulfillment and emotional commitment. And you have passion and sweetness, you have fertility. All of these can indicate some sort of relationship, but it's not, it doesn't mean to be there for everybody. But if it does, then this loyal heart card could mean something for you. Now, it did come up in reverse, but because I read the cards intuitively, I typically always take uprights unless I feel intuitively that it was meant to be read in reverse. I didn't feel that here. But you do have the not for you card. So it's possible that there's something in your life, an experience, a person, a event, a belief, something that this discontentment and boredom and debilitated discomfort, it could be presenting in your life as not the path. Like I said, if that deck's not yielding anything, maybe that's not the path for you. Maybe there's something else that would be more aligned, something else that would open up this door to personal happiness and healing. So only you will know what that is. Regeneration I'm putting with door to personal happiness and healing. And we'll put loyal heart here. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, and then let me get like the rest of the messages here. After I Virgo organize these cards, Virgoize these cards. Okay, let me see what other scenarios are going on here. There's a couple things going on here. Because the sweetness and the passion is so absolutely contrasted with this discontentment and boredom and discomfort. Isn't that interesting? It's like 2 very different energies. So how can you be in an energy of discontentment, boredom, and discomfort with something that's not for you, and then also have sweetness and passion here surrounding this King of Cups, door to personal happiness and healing, regeneration? So this is either an internal state that you're feeling that in the next 3 months you're going to be shifting out of discontentment and boredom, discomfort, leaving things that are not aligned with you and bringing in this sweetness, this deep emotional energy, this passion, this loyalty with maybe another connection or to yourself, this Empress energy, your ability to create, your ability to manifest, this abundant, nurturing energy. Like, I think the Empress and the King of Cups would be a great couple. So that could be you. Then you also have this woman holding a coin. I feel like there's some sort of possible financial offer. This could be you. You could be financially coming into a lot of abundance or stability. But because it's like woman holding a coin, there's a black cat here, by the way, if that resonates for you. It's possible that this is some sort of offer that you're like, I don't get really that you want to take this offer. Just like her expression, it's just the energy I'm getting off the card and how it was placed with discontentment, boredom. For example, this could be a job. Very common, especially in this energy and astrological transit area, astrological climate, let's say. And this energetic climate, it could be very common that you're feeling very discontent and bored, uncomfortable, and stuck in a job or a career that's not for you. Now, that could also be a relationship, right? That could be a home situation, but I'm giving the example of the job. And then with this woman holding a coin, it could be very possible that that job is like, well, we're going to offer you more money now and a promotion. It's so tempting. Like, it's so hard when you're like, I already don't want to be here. And that, you know, so like you have to know what's right for you to do. But that's like one scenario coming up here. But then there's this whole other scenario where you somehow transmute this via, I think, this cleansing of your energy and this focusing on what you do want that we talked about, that brings in this lightness, this sweetness, this passion. And there's this regeneration here because you have the word regeneration and you have door to personal happiness and healing, which to me is another word for regeneration because you're allowing and healing and happiness where maybe there was discontentment and boredom. Because I have a little bit more room on the table, I'm going to get 2 cards for here because I feel like there's a little bit of the story not clear here. I want to get one of these. Yeah, for some of you, there's just like a heavy relationship energy here. Either you're with someone or you're calling someone in who's loyal and sweet. It's a King of Cups or it's an Empress energy. Gender doesn't matter. Someone who's passionate and sweet would be the King of Cups. And loyal. Like, I would use all of those to explain the King of Cups energy. And the Empress, quite frankly. So for some of you, there's some relationship developing or coming in here. But it could require you to move away, or it probably will require for you to move out of this, whatever this is that's not for you, to cleanse and take a different path. Allow for new growth, allow for healing. Now, this could be an existing relationship because the regeneration card indicates it could be something rebuilding, regrouping, transforming. So that's possible. So take whichever one of those resonates for you, where you could be with a partner where you evolve together and this person comes into their King of Cups or Empress energy and you come into your King of Cups or Empress energy and you reignite the passion, you reignite that loyalty, that sweetness, and there's a lot of healing and happiness that comes in as a result of you moving out of these lower energies and recognizing what's not for you, recognizing what you've been, how you've been approaching your reality and how maybe it's not, that perspective has not been serving you. I'm getting like just heavy pregnancy for some of you, like vibes, if that's what you want, not like unplanned, just if that's what you're trying to manifest. Strongest energy for pile 4, please. For some reason I'm being drawn to this card 14. These stairways looking kind of like a labyrinth. It's almost like you're going up these different paths and sometimes you're intertwining and interconnecting with someone else's path or another of your timelines. but then sometimes you're not. Like you're almost confused. You could have a message in pile 1 because it's a little bit of Two of Swords energy, even though that wasn't really what that reading was about, but I just got that message. See how there's the 2 staircases and it's like, which way do I go? I'm confused. It's labyrinth, then it goes upside down. Like you can't get out of something, you don't know the way out, but you know you're not happy there. But it's okay, you find your way out in the next 3 months. Something probably will present itself that allows you to move into this energy of releasing, cleansing, and bringing in passion, sweetness, healing, regeneration, loyalty, emotional depth, emotional strength, emotional stability, emotional connection. So apply that to whatever area of your life that is on your mind. Relationship, job, Mintakan. This comes out all the time. Longing for home, belonging, and the original light workers. This could be a past relationship, or it could be a twin flame or a soulmate, like someone you're aware of, or a past life where maybe you haven't met them, but you're like longing for that feeling of belonging. That's not really what the card means, but that's what it means in this reading. Like I said, you could resonate with light workers. And again, I said pile 1. So again, you could have a message there that has nothing to do with this, but is a completely separate theme for you, that will help you with this. And I want to get this deck for your final. Oh, but how interesting that you got this Mintakan card, which is a water world, and the figure here is a mermaid. And you have the King of Cups and the Cleanse. So there's a lot of water energy here. So you could be a water sign, or the person you're calling in or asking about could be a water sign. Because the King of Cups, I think, would be, Pisces? What are the other water signs? I just always say Pisces because my daughter's a Pisces. But you have Cleanse, yeah, and then water. So there's some water. Cancer, Scorpio. Last message here for pile 4, please, about what's the strongest information that would help them to know for the next 3 months. What's the strongest theme? Yeah, I can already feel that the deck is cold. I try to push it because there was a message. Okay, so okay, you're getting a surrender card. Nobody else got that. I like these ones because they're so direct. It's like, if there's something stuck in your craw, this card will tell you. Oh, wow! I don't think I've ever got this card. Wow, this is very relevant to one of these scenarios here. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's messages about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained, debilitated, discomfort, or uncomfortable, debilitated discomfort, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, passion, sweetness, move forward. Wow. Okay, that just pretty much summed up this whole not for you, fertility, door to personal healing, regeneration, cleanse. I mean, if it's not resonating, don't take it. But if it is resonating, there's something in your life, person, place, thing, situation, belief, concept, that is not for you. It's creating a lot of discomfort. Your body physically is feeling it. Like I said, I think you might have messages in pile 1 or even 3. Anyways, whatever one you feel drawn to, because I can't remember if it's 2. Sorry. That your body knows. So if you're not sure in your mental, you might be an air sign, you might be trying to figure it out on only an intellectual level, listen to the wisdom of your body. It's going to tell you when to move, how to move through this, who and what is for you and what's not serving you, what's in alignment with you and what's not. And then in the next 3 months, you're going to be having this realization. You may not figure it out right now after the reading. You may be like, I don't know. But if something presents itself and you remember this, you're going to go through a period of cleansing that's going to lead to reignited passion, sweetness in your life, emotional stability, creative, beautiful things blooming and blossoming in your life. loyalty, safety, stability, regeneration, and personal happiness and healing, and quite possibly some sort of financial, I don't say reward, but financial recompensation or something, because I'm seeing that there could be financial, material stability being offered as a result of this decision that you make to let go of something and move towards something else. It might not be apparent now. This might be a delayed resonance thing where in the next 3 months you're like, oh, okay, here it comes. Now I know exactly what this was. Or you may be already in this where you're like, yeah, I know exactly what this is. And I'm really happy to know that if, as I move away from this and if I'm able to cleanse this from my experience and release it if it's no longer serving me and it's causing me discomfort, boredom, discontentment, that this is what's on the other side. This sweetness and passion and healing and regeneration, whether it's a situation that you reignite and regenerate with somebody or with something and create something, improved for yourself from it, or whether it's a full releasing and moving towards a whole different thing. But that is the completion of your reading. I hope it helped. If it did resonate, I would love if you feel drawn to reciprocate the energy with a like or subscribe or a comment. That helps me and helps other people find the channel. And of course, supports the growth of the channel and helps me to better read the energies that are here the more that you interact with it on a material plane. But if not, no worries. Do whatever you feel called to, because I appreciate you being here at all and letting me read for you and trusting me to be your reader for this. If you did feel drawn to any of the other groups, then I will see you there shortly. If not, then I will see you in another reading on another day. Bye.